So I'm here in Boston, and we're here to check out a joint where this dude, he's been running up and down these streets forever.
He's had his grandfather here, his uncle, his cousins, everybody.
You say the food's legit?
Absolutely.
Awesome. This is Polly's.
We're gonna need a lot more clam chowder. It's gonna be busy today.
It's just good New England food. It's fresh. Lobster roll.
If I have people from out of town, this is where I'm bringing them.
USS Lobstitution, pickup.
USS Lobstitution. This is 10x your typical lobster roll. I never can eat it on my own, but I've tried more times than I care to admit.
Where's this lobster coming from?
Okay.
And don't say the sea.
It's all locally sourced.
Okay.
New England lobster. So we got claw meat,
Poached off.
and we have knuckle meat. We like to start with some mayo, lemon juice.
So that's the lobster stock when the lobster came in.
I like that.
That's all that we're putting in for seasoning?
The bread's gonna do all the work, and the lobster meat's gonna do all the talking.
This is about the most straightforward that I've seen, besides eating it on the boat.
This is what we normally do. You know what? For you guys, we're gonna make you something special.
Thanks, Paulie.
What a nice guy.
Whoa. Holy
Biggest
moly.
lobster roll in Boston.
What gave you this idea? This is insane.
We like to do crazy things here at Pauly's. Split it on the top.
You hit it with some of that butter. All right, on the
Throw that
grill.
on the grill.
How many ounces of lobster going in this thing?
It's almost 2 pounds of meat.
That is insane. Are we gonna Lady and Tramp this thing, or should I do this hat?
No, we're not doing that.
That is pure lobster. Man, is this thing good.
It is not hiding in anything. You get the butteriness and the sweetness of the lobster shining through. That lobster stock adds a lot of moisture. There's a little bit of mayonnaise in there just for a little touch of some extra fat.
Normally, you get a lobster roll and it's kind of heavy. This is so light.
That's legit and probably the most honest lobster roll I've ever tried.
Oh, dynamite.
So I'm here in Cape Cod in the town of Falmouth, Massachusetts, right over the Bourne Bridge. Now, there are two types of restaurants in this area. You got those that are seasonal and those that are loved by everybody. You're right, the ones that are open year-round, like this joint, Dana's Kitchen.
Smokestack salmon up.
I love this place. I really do.
We'll come in the morning for the pastries and then come back at noon for lunch. Can't stay away.
Goat cheese salad.
Dana and Art are just really friendly people, really kind, hardworking, and they just make delicious food.
Let's get this out.
That's husband and wife team Dana and Art Tillman, who first met over food.
I grew up around here. She grew up in Detroit. We met at the Culinary Institute of America.
Then after getting married and having kids, well, they took another leap together in 2005.
A dream, a big dream for my husband and I to open a family business.
You can feel the love in the food. Everything looks beautiful when it's presented to you.
It's really fresh and it's really wonderful. I love it.
The soups here are the best.
I need a kale soup.
The Portuguese kale soup, just full of all good stuff.
One of the heartiest soups you can have.
All right, what are we making first?
We're gonna make the chicken stock.
For the Portuguese kale soup.
Yes.
Okay.
We're gonna put the chicken in. Then we're gonna pour the water in.
A little mirepoix.
Carrots, celery, and onions. So we're gonna add the garlic.
Okay. Parsley.
Bay leaf.
How long are we gonna let this?
4 to 6 hours.
And then we'll strain it, and that's the beginning of the soup.
Exactly.
Now we got some schmaltz.
You got some small.
We got us some schmaltz. Straight up chicken fat.
Add the onion, chopped garlic, a little salt and pepper. And then the sausage, linguiça.
Who's linguiça?
Company up the street, they're 100 years old.
I like linguiça.
We're at the kale.
Gonna get it all in there,
We're gonna get it all in, it's gonna cook down. Now we're gonna add some hot chicken stock.
I'll have 9 bowls of this.
And then kidney beans,
Boiled russets, peeled and chopped. Little hot sauce.
a little hot sauce, about
And we
7
got-
shots.
Hey, look, squirrel.
Oh, yeah, what?
5, 12, 15, 18, 19.
Dish up the kale soup.
What are we serving this with?
Some oyster crackers.
Of course we are. I love a good soup. This is great soup. But when you're making your own chicken stock, using a locally made linguiça with kale, simple seasonings, and you let it slow cook. It's just what I wanted. When I pulled up, little cottage, tucked away in the woods, cold day, grab some sausage and kale soup. I see why everybody loves you guys.
Oh. Hot Portuguese kale soup.
It's excellent. A lot of kale.
The sausage is wonderful. It's not too spicy.
Finding a little oasis like this that's serving soup and doing cookies and pastries and all that.
It's the best. It's a gem.
It is really a nice Cape Cod restaurant.
We're kind of off the beaten path, but that's always where the best food is.
And it's truly the family running the show.
Absolutely.
Spicy BLT.
They put so much time and effort into the sandwiches. They're so good.
Soft shell crab, The soft shell crab is amazing.
And you get the whole crab, so it's really just kind of the experience.
That's it, babe.
All right, let's get after
That's
it.
the stuff.
You can really taste the crab.
They're full of meat. They're beauties.
Got a little crunch to it, seasoned appropriately. Local bacon, make your own bread, make your own Louise sauce. Clean and cook your crab. Don't fry it. I think that's one of the keys, because I get the saltiness, I get the fresh seawater flavor to it. If you're in this area and you're known for soft shell crab, that's how you do it.
Soft shell crab.
The soft shell crabs, you only get them once in a while, but there's nothing else like it.
The crab is so soft, and the challah bread is my favorite.
I got a spinach salad.
I love this place.
Always leave satisfied.
It's just a great atmosphere to come out here and have a nice meal.
Funky little hut, mom and pop joint, serving the best that you have to offer when it's in season. You're doing it the right way.
Thanks, buddy.
Well done, brother.
Appreciate it.
So I'm here in the south side of Boston in an area known as the Polish Triangle. Now, I'm here to check out exactly what you'd expect, a Polish restaurant. But not just any Polish restaurant. We're talking about one of the most real-deal, authentic Polish restaurants you'll find in Massachusetts. This is Cafe Polonia.
The cabbage roll is ready.
The minute you walked into the door, the smells is overwhelming you. You don't want to leave.
Kielbasa with hunter stew for you, ma'am.
The menu is very, very close to what my mother used to do.
But here, Dad's running the show. Chef and owner, Teddy Barczykowski. Why Polonia?
We call the old people Polonia. They still living outside the mother country.
So people that live outside the mother country are called Polonia?
Yeah.
I like it. And before Teddy was a Polonia, he fought against communism in the Polish Air Force. Then he escaped to the U.S. with his family recipes, opening this joint in '02.
Pierogi are ready to go?
I love the pierogi, and that's one of the few places that actually does it the real, authentic way.
What are we gonna make first?
We're gonna make first the meat pierogis.
Let's go.
You have two kind of meat, pork shoulder, and you have the chuck tendon. Place the pork. Then you're gonna add, the celery, parsley, leeks. We have carrots. We have bay leaves here, allspices.
Granulated
garlic, granulated onions. Vegeta spices.
Vegeta.
You know what is this?
Vegeta is vegetable base, used tremendously in Europe.
Yeah. We have to bring to boil.
Let it simmer?
Yeah.
And how long is this gonna cook?
1.5 hours.
Gotcha.
Now we pull the meat out of the vegetables.
Meat is finished, caramelized onions.
Yes.
Now we're gonna grind the mixture that's gonna go in the pierogi.
Yes.
Holy moly, that's coming out fine. Onions. Oh, Yahtzee.
Now we mix the meat. Now we're gonna roll out dough for the pierogis. You're gonna cut it in 3 pieces. And you're gonna roll it up. Now we cover with water. Time to make the pierogis.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
Take all the air out. Got it.
And then the cutter.
Let's put these in the water. Now, how long have these cooked?
3 to 5 minutes.
Very nice.
Sour cream in the middle. Caramelized onion with the bacon bits. Parsley.
It's gonna be hot. Very light, very tender. When people say, oh, pierogi, they've had frozen, not handmade pierogis. And if you try this, it'll change the way you think of them.
I grew up in Poland, so I come to Teddy to have a good dish.
He's a great cook. There's no doubt about that.
It's just the best.
You put a lot of time and care in the way you handle the food. You put a lot of heart in it.
All my energies.
If you come down here, you gotta meet this cat. I so dig doing Triple D on the East Coast. One of the main reasons is all the history. Here I am, Providence, Rhode Island, at a family-owned restaurant that's been open for more than 62 years. Now, a lot of businesses have come and gone in this area, but not this joint. They're still serving great food at reasonable prices to college students, because that's what Louie's Family Restaurant is all about.
Meatloaf dinner!
Everyone knows about it.
It's just kind of like a tradition.
Coming here, it's like family. It's like having breakfast or dinner in your home.
Number one overhead.
It's cheap, it's huge.
Good food?
Great food.
Thanks to John Gianfrancesco
Weston with cheese up.
and his brother Albert.
Good.
Louis is Louis, the way it's always been.
And Louie was your dad.
Yeah, he was a cook in the army.
And when he got out, he opened this joint.
Thank you.
53 years later, the boys took over,
Turkey dinner up.
serving scratch-made favorites
The same as the first time I walked in the door.
and old standards done John's way.
Barbecue
BBQ Chicken Ravioli.
Johnny always gives us surprises. It's fun.
I've never had a barbecue chicken ravioli.
Today you will. We need to make a barbecue sauce.
Tomato sauce and onions.
Honey, vinegar, orange juice,
Garlic, the paprika, red chili flake,
coriander, sage,
the oregano,
pepper, salt.
rosemary, parsley, and then caramel coloring that makes it dark brown.
That's it.
16 items, 16 tickets to Flavor Town. All aboard. Can't believe I just said the all aboard part. Okay, so the sauce is done.
We're gonna put it on the chicken.
So we make sure that the sauce gets on the flesh.
And we want to make sure that they're gonna taste it.
Now we're gonna go to the oven with this?
Yes.
How long?
2 hours.
What temperature?
About 300. Maybe we'll raise it up later.
If we're feeling wild. The chicken ready?
Yep, a little warm.
Let it cool down and then shred it.
We're gonna cut it little chunks. Chicken in the bowl. We've got the cheese.
Frozen spinach.
Parsley. Risotto that we made.
A whole bunch of cheddar and jack. Some Parmesan. Just easier if I say it for you.
Yeah.
White onions and some mozzarella.
We're gonna put 6 eggs.
What are we gonna mix all this in there, Johnny?
It seems like
Tell us what we got, Johnny.
the bowl is a little small.
Yeah. Woo!
Wow, that's a good size bowl.
Okay, so the eggs go in. Gonna whisk those up. Whisk, or just use a
We're gonna
spoon.
use our hand. We kind of have to work it a bit.
Whose recipe is this?
Father had a cheese ravioli without the chicken and the risotto
Now we grab the dough.
that we made. Put flour everywhere.
Started out on the highest number first. You gotta do it a couple times the big way. Dial it down to, whoa, you're gonna go that fast. Even on the edge.
I can play that. All right, now it's your turn.
You want me to do the doling out of the?
Yes.
Okay, I just know that we can't have it on the edges.
It's looking good.
Now, how many come with an order?
12, that's one order.
12, that's
Making
one order? Get after it, Rocky. So now these are done?
Yes.
Now that is a stuffed ravioli. Boil them in a little salt water till they float.
There you go. They're ready. That's your 12.
And top them with some marinara. Hey, that's only 10.
I gotta make sure I don't get left out.
You give me 10. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Look at the huge pieces of chicken that are in there. That right there is as good as any ravioli you will find. Off the hook. Look at the spinach, the cheese, stuffed full. That's just awesome. Made the barbecue sauce, barbecued the chicken, made the marinara, and hand-made the ravioli. Well, yeah, common, every day. See you next time.
They're really good.
This is Citizen Cider.
We started coming here for the cider, but the food has always been fantastic.
Zucchini beet burger in the window.
They use the ciders in the food.
Deglaze them with the Prose now.
It adds subtle sweetness, nice fruitiness to the dish.
But before that sweet and savory mashup, Brian Holmes, Justin Heilenbach, and Chris Nelson went from making cider in a basement to their own facility and restaurant. And Chef Ryan Hickey's on board, bringing it all together. So they make cider, and then you come up with recipes.
Yes, the cider goes in on all the food.
Oh, that's got to be my kind of team right there, huh?
Yeah. Fiery apple wings going down.
I think about the wings all the time.
Kind of the perfect balance of crunch and sauce.
So we just start drinking these now, or are they gonna actually go in?
That's this cider, or Dirty Mare cider.
Dirty Mayor?
It's a ginger-infused cider.
Tell me that's not my cider. The Dirty Mayor of Flavortown.
So we're making fiery apple wings, and this is sweet sparkling cider.
So that has more sugar in it?
Yep.
Next?
A sachet of black peppercorns, juniper berries, tarragon.
And bay leaf. Say hey, sachet.
Water and cider vinegar.
How long's this gonna brine?
2 days.
Then what takes place?
We toss them in our house wing rub. Paprika, salt, garlic powder, onion powder,
Okay.
cayenne pepper, ground black pepper.
Wings are dry rubbed.
Bake in an oven at 350 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes.
Then you go to the fryer. And what kind of sauce are we making to serve these with?
Fiery apple wing sauce.
Well, that I gotta try.
We start with hot sauce, Dirty Mare, and then we take raw apple cider juice and boil it down. This is the key. Onion powder.
Cayenne and garlic.
You guessed it, sir. This cooks down for 25 minutes, and then we emulsify it with butter.
Do we give any sauce with this?
Ranch.
Let's get into it, buddy.
Yeah, I heard you like to jiggle some mayonnaise. Is that true?
Who says that to somebody? Okay, I'm sorry, creepy person. When did this become a thing to do?
Poking holes in the bottom, sucks it all out.
There you go. Keep that as a souvenir, kids.
Yeah. Buttermilk, sour cream, thank you.
What's your fancy trick with that one, huh?
Dried parsley, cayenne pepper, garlic powder, black pepper.
ACV?
Yes, sir. Apple cider vinegar, onion powder,
Oregano?
coriander, and dill.
Doctor, you making a campfire? Get after that.
Try not to splatter it everywhere.
All right, so put it all together.
Here's our house-made buttermilk ranch. This is our fiery apple wing sauce that we made earlier.
Me likey wingy. let the games begin. This wing sauce is outrageous. You get a little heat, get a little vinegar, but you get a nice little sweet. I mean, not sweet as in the sense like sugary sweet, but a natural sweetness to it. And the meat itself has a little bit of a sweet flavor. I don't think I've had many wing sauces like that. The only thing I'm missing is a dirty mayor. I'm here to check out a joint where they came up here for the skiing, to brew beer and to smoke meats, and well, they've been doing it for 22 years, so I gotta check it out. This is Moat Mountain Smokehouse and Brewery.
Firing Thai chicken pizza.
After a long day of skiing or hiking, it's just real good comfort food.
Pick it up, brisket, slice it now.
The smoked meats are excellent.
We love coming here for the beer.
Drink up.
Just can't speak highly enough about it.
Everything is scratch made here?
Yeah. It's our home away from home.
And like everybody's crib, owners Vicky Valentino and Steven Johnson surrounded themselves with everything they love.
Steven thought that if we moved to the place where he could ski every single day and open up a brewery, that it would be great.
I was a fine dining chef in Portland for a while. Then I started playing with barbecue. Hung out in Austin.
And thought that's what I need to bring back to New England.
Yes.
Barbecue meatloaf?
Thank you. I don't order meatloaf anywhere. It is to die for here.
What are we into first?
Our Austin barbecue sauce. We got our base sauces.
Just a generic barbecue sauce that you're gonna fortify.
Yes. Whole grain mustard, chipotles and adobo, brown sugar, molasses, Worcestershire, dry English mustard.
Almost getting into Carolina now.
Habanero peppers, sriracha, chili garlic.
Okay.
Gallon of water.
Hit this with the immersion blender. Barbecue sauce is done, so let's get into meatloaf.
Start with a blend of all steak, ground beef, 80-20, with a little bit of short rib in it. We have the Cajun mirepoix, red and green bell peppers, onions, and the Austin barbecue that we just made.
Got it.
The man from Worcestershire. And of course, you gotta have sour cream.
I like the tang factor.
Kosher salt, minced chopped fresh garlic, dry parsley, ground black pepper, eggs,
huevos,
panko breadcrumbs. We add the rest of the beef.
Mix this up.
From there, we weigh 5 1/4 pound balls to form the lobes. And we glaze them with the Austin sauce.
Cooks off.
About 350 for about an hour and a quarter. So now we're on to our roasted garlic mashed potato seasoning. We roast garlic in olive oil, melted butter, milk, kosher salt, whole black pepper, half and half, and...
You and your sour cream. Bro, immersion blender.
Red bliss potatoes that have been cooked in the steam kettle. You gotta break them up, slowly incorporate the potato seasoning mixture.
Right.
And then whip them.
I dig it. Look at that. I didn't get meatloaf when I was a kid. But I'd go to my friend's house and they'd have meatloaf, and I'd come back like, what is this? It's a gigantic square meatball.
Throw it on the griddle, give it a sear.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. 2 monster pieces is 1 order?
Oh, we send people home with lunch the next day. They're really happy. Our mashed potatoes, our butternut squash, and chauffant green beans.
Show off. Bring the whole family down.
It's our Austin barbecue sauce that we made earlier.
You don't just think 1 would have been enough? That's great meatloaf. It's so tender, moist, full of flavor. Your Austin City barbecue sauce is wham bam. Then you move over to the mashed potatoes, which have an awesome amount of sour cream in them. Roasted garlic flavor all the way through. Green beans cooked perfectly. Your butternut squash cleanses the palate. Well done. Is there somewhere I can take this and just lay down for about an hour and have a nap?
We have an in-room upstairs.
Perfect.
Barbecue meatloaf is delicious.
The mashed potatoes are incredible. I love garlic, so I'm there.
The barbecue sauce, they put on a lot of stuff here, rightfully so.
I think one of the big misunderstandings about diners, drive-ins, and dives is that I eat at burger joints like all the time, which is not really the case. So when I do eat at a burger joint, it's got to be a place that's, outside the box. So here I am outside of Boston in Somerville, Mass, to check out the Boston Burger Company.
Homemade, fresh. You don't feel like you're eating something out of a box.
Handmade and grilled up daily by owner Paul Maldoni.
Table 2, hot mess.
Who mailed in a job at the post office to get back to his restaurant roots.
Got the Pilgrim Burger. Turkey burger, stuffing, cranberry mayo. It's basically Thanksgiving dinner in your mouth.
But he's got this one burger.
The Mac Attack.
That's the dictionary definition of comfort food.
Mac and cheese and a burger. 2 best things.
You totally recommend it to anybody that's a burger fan?
Highly recommend.
It's wicked awesome. I'm gonna make some mac and cheese. I'm gonna make the cheese sauce. Take our chopped onions, the butter. We're gonna let that sweat up. I'm gonna throw the flour right in.
Okay, so we've got the roux built, cooked out the flour, got the onions in there. Now we're gonna go with some milk.
We're gonna go with some milk. Cheeses. American. Gonna throw some cheddar.
cheddar. Wicked cheddar.
Nah, we gotta definitely get the accent going. We'll work on that. And we're gonna throw some shredded cheddar jack cheese.
So stir it up, get it done. All right. Cheese sauce is made.
Gonna throw a little hot sauce.
Andale.
All right, we're gonna throw some Parmesan, a little Pecorino Romano. How you doing with that right there? And we're gonna throw in some salt and pepper. We're just gonna mix this right up. It's like a workout.
You are champion. You can do it, man. Work out harder. Now you dump it in the pan, let it set up overnight.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Throw a burger right down.
Okay. Nice 80-20, never frozen.
Never frozen. We make every one of these by hand every day. We'll throw on some bacon.
The bacon's cooked to order each time?
Yes, sir. This way it comes out nice. It's gonna be nice and pliable. Buns on. We toast all our buns.
And the buns are local?
The buns are local. Throw that right on the grill. Put some cheddar jack cheese on.
I'm gonna get like one of those road construction signs on my heart. Look at this. I've seen ridiculous in the burger world. This might have to be a contender.
Mac attack.
Look at that goodness on the flat top. I'm telling you what, pretty rockin' mac and cheese, bro. Really good meat in the burger. It's got good tooth to it, good chew, good texture, good fat. The bun does a great part where it just kind of absorbs into all these flavors. But if you're gonna go for a big burger, put mac and cheese on, it's pretty gangster.
Go big or go home.
Or come here and go home big. So I'm here in Boston, in one of the busiest tourist areas in the city. I'm right by the aquarium, Faneuil Hall, and Haymarket. Now, there are so many places to eat, but I hear a joint you gotta check out is right here in South.
Crispy chicken. You can't go wrong with pretty much anything you order.
The sloppy Jacques.
Been here before?
About 20, 50 times.
This week.
And the guy keeping him coming back is co-owner and chef Chin Kuo, who opened this joint with some college buddies back in 2011.
So why is it called Saus?
It's sauce in Dutch. We're inspired by Dutch street food. We're all about the condiments.
Yep, all 20 of them, ranging from savory to sweet.
All of the sauces are amazing.
What dipping sauces do you enjoy?
I like Samurai, I like Vampire Slayer.
Sounds like a comic book.
You can use a lot of the different sauces on all of the sandwiches.
Chicken satay pocket up. I really love the chicken pocket.
We got some crunch, there's some carrots and some onions and some chicken. It all comes together in a really great bite.
Great sandwich, man. Peanut sauce isn't overdone with peanut. Chicken is nice and tender and crunchy. Outrageous texture. Nice big hearty sandwich. A lot of flavors. Very good. Nice job, man.
Thanks very much.
Chicken satay pocket up.
The pinda sauce has Asian-style flavors, salty but a little sweet.
Do you have a culinary background?
I do not. Okay, this is what happened. We moved off campus, so I had to start cooking, and there was the Food Network.
I'm done.
That's a secret.
My job is over. Thank you. Very nice.
All the food is really great here. They got little bites, they've got big meals.
Sloppy Jacques, here we go.
The sloppy Jacques is one of those sandwiches that just kind of reminds you of childhood.
It's braised beef and bacon, served on a brioche bun.
Really rich. That is big flavor. If you like the sloppy joes, that is over the top. You're getting the beer, you definitely get the seasoning. It's really got a sweet note that's coming from the house-made ketchup, I think. Don't buy one beer when you have this, buy like 10.
I love the savory, sweet kind of balance of the bacon and the stout.
It's a little bit of a mess to eat, but a glorious mess.
This guy right here, Samuel Mansour, won one of the first challenges in Guy's grocery games, Triple G. He's a fantastic chef. Tell me about the sloppy Jacques.
Big flavors, huge portion. I love it.
All the food at South is fresh. You get some of the locals, you get some of the tourists, great people watching, and a lot of fun every time.
You have pushed the boundary of sloppy joes.
Dare I say Flavortown?
Brother, this drove through Flavortown. Nice job.
All right, thank you.
So we're here in Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
And I finally get to drive the Triple D car.
So I figured, why not take Hunter to get some real deal Mexican food here on the East Coast?
Mexican food? East Coast?
Listen, the dude's from Southern California.
Oh, so he's gotta be legit.
This is Vita Cantina.
Blue corn fried shrimp tacos.
You can't find better Mexican in New England anywhere.
Chicken enchilada.
You can definitely see the heritage coming through on the table. You feel like you're getting a unique Mexican experience.
And owner David Vargas has a good base to build from, because his parents ran a Mexican restaurant when he was a kid in Orange County.
I grew up eating the traditional American Mexican foods. There's no disrespect against that, but there's something more traditional that we want to bring to the table.
So he took many of his old family recipes and amped them up when he started his own joint.
Carnitas tacos.
I love the tacos. I've tried them all, and you can't go wrong with any of them.
Pork belly tacos in the window.
We do pork belly all the time here.
It's pretty much a big piece of bacon on the taco.
So Dave, give us a breakdown.
We're gonna make the nixtamal for our homemade tortillas. We start with some Indian corn that we get from the local farm here.
You know what the nixtamal is?
I do not know. What's nixtamal?
So we're gonna use some lye,
A little calcium hydroxide,
and some water,
and let it cook for about 45 minutes.
and it's gonna eat the skin off of the corn. We'll let it cool
overnight.
We rinse it a bunch of times, so now you just get really the flesh of the inside of the corn. Then take it to the grinder.
Pretty cool. I've never seen that like that. Wow.
That's it. So from here, we add in
a little processed masa flour.
We're gonna add a little warm water with shortening and salt in it. You have to do it while it's hot.
Yeah, drop it like it's hot, too.
Yeah. Drop it like it's
hot.
Drop it like it's
hot. All right, chef. What's next?
Our pork belly.
Okay.
We basically do an 8-day cure. We start off black pepper, crushed garlic, what we like to call boom spice. It's our secret spice here.
Okay.
Salt.
Fresh bay leaves in there.
Pink salt. Thyme.
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 Oh.
And then epazote.
You know what epazote is?
I've heard of it.
In real cultural Mexican cooking.
It's a very predominant Mexican herb. And then maple syrup.
So that's almost gonna work as your paste, your glue.
Exactly.
I like it.
Just rub it down.
Then after it's done?
We let it sit for 8 days, rinse it, and then put it in its own lard. Cook it for 8 hours.
Dig it.
Wow, that looks awesome.
We have to let it solidify. So we put a couple pieces of parchment, some weight.
So that's just gonna sit there and press it right into its own fat?
Exactly.
How long is it gonna sit in the walk-in for?
We like to go overnight.
So this is all cooled. Now what are we doing?
We have our masa that's finished.
How much do you use, masa or lessa?
We'll go onto our flat top.
Nicely done.
Then we'll take our pork belly, cut it down right here.
Almost like big fat bacon slices.
And then we'll just cut them.
Oh, yeah.
Gorgeous.
So we're just gonna put a little crisp on it, right?
Yeah, nice caramelization on both sides to kind of add some texture.
Some more love.
Grab our tortillas, and you can see they're starting to do its ever so popular puff on it. We have a little bit of what we call jicama slaw. Put our pork belly right on top.
Oh.
Mango habanero salsa. Cotija cheese, which I call the Mexican version of Parmesan. And then everything this time of year gets flowers on top of it.
Flowers.
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
Got it.
Awesome.
All right, ready?
You wanna go arm around when you do it, or? Wait.
I fed you enough when you were a little kid.
There you go.
That is awesome. The freshness of the tortilla totally makes it. I love the slaw. That pork belly's just cooked perfectly, too. Yeah, I could eat that all day.
So the tortilla, you can taste that nixtamal. You can taste how fresh it is. There's fantastic texture in it. The tortilla, I like that little saltiness. The pork is really the note that sings, and you do it in such a nice fat slab that you're really getting some meaty texture in it. If you told me I was getting this at a contemporary Mexican restaurant in San Diego, I would believe you. Fantastic. So that's my introduction to Greenwich, Connecticut. Someone hits the front end of the Camaro.
Out of control, dude. Maniacs.
This place better be worth it. What's the story?
My boy Randy is making incredible pies. They're making their own bread. They're pulling cheese every day.
Hey,
I love it.
I got the evidence. I found it.
Hunter, put the evidence in the car.
Do you want me to get the police report?
Hunter, put the evidence in the car.
Where's witnesses? I can get the witnesses.
Hunter, put the evidence in the car. This is Grigg Street Pizza.
Regular margarita straight up.
You can go anywhere for pizza, right?
Right.
But why not eat good pizza?
Sausage basil.
Grigg Street is 180 from everything else we have in town.
And since Matt, AKA Randy Watson, and John Corbo grew up here, they know what's around and exactly what's missing, even if they can't really explain it.
It's like a New York, Neapolitan, well done.
I thought so. It seemed like that when I walked in. I mean, if you got his attention, if the Hambino Christian Petroni brings me here, then I know it's got some swagger to it.
The ingredients are simple, fresh, they're homemade, and you can tell.
Margarita pepperoni, hot honey.
Pepperoni hot honey is the classic.
The spice, the hotness, the sweetness, all combined, it's the best.
Okay, walk us through it.
Our pizza dough, sourdough starter, room temperature water. Add that to the mixing bowl. Water, high gluten flour.
A little salt.
2 minutes, add the oil.
What kind of oil is this we're adding?
Olive oil.
Bro, I thought that was motor oil.
Yeah, that's dank.
After that, it'll mix for what?
6 minutes.
Maybe throw some of that oil in the rig. Am I right?
Ferment for 3 hours, cut and portion.
Go to the cooler?
24 hours.
24 hours. All right.
Fresh mozzarella.
Seriously.
Mozzarella curd, rip it up, hot water, salt. Start instantly stretching into like nice little ribbons.
Once we get done with this, we're gonna make the
tomato sauce.
Let's get this going.
Organic California tomatoes.
Okay.
I have some of that.
That olive oil that is green.
Olive oil.
Yeah, okay.
Roasted garlic, kosher salt, Sicilian oregano.
And then the crushed.
The rustic
tomato.
crush.
Okay.
Correct. Let it refrigerate 24 hours.
And this is the same tomato sauce that we use throughout all the pies.
All the pies.
Petroni says it hits. All right.
Hot honey.
Let's see it.
Roasted habaneros, roasted garlic. Just a little bit of the honey in there just to get her going.
Look at that. Nice blooming heat, a little bit of sweetness. Awesome.
I like the garlic in there.
Let's build the pie.
This is our 24-hour cold fermented dough. We leave it out for another 6 hours.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Ooh, I can't help myself.
Look at the elasticity on it, though.
Sauce.
This cheese technique is a new one. I haven't seen this before.
Rip basil, pepperoni, garlic oil.
650?
8 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, there it is.
So he's got mine done, Christian. Yours is still cooking, but don't worry. He's going to take care of you.
Finish it off with that Sicilian oregano, pecorino, and that hot honey.
Listen to that crust. There you go.
If that doesn't tell you everything right there, right?
Look at this. A stand-up pie.
Cheers.
Cheers, Bubba. That's the one.
The crust is outstanding. It's light, it's airy, it's got good sourdough, good yeast to it. The simple tomato sauce where tomato is alive and well. A+ pizza. A+, A+. It hits all the marks.
Pepperoni, hot honey for you guys.
Their sauce is great. It has the right amount of flavors, has the right amount of spice to it.
Hot honey is like a revelation.
So I'm here in Woods Hole. It's one of the villages here in Falmouth, Massachusetts, in Cape Cod. Thank you very much for the ride, Captain. Yarg. Now, this area is known for a lot of things, and for most folks, this is where you catch the ferry to go over to Martha's Vineyard. But there's a more important one, and that is a little funky joint with a self-proclaimed world-famous attitude. That's right, this is Shucker's world-famous Raw Bar and Cafe.
I need to get this order out of here.
The fish is fresh, comes from the local waters in Cape Cod.
You wouldn't really know it's here unless you walk down that alley. The people that work here we've known for years.
Big stuff lobster.
We love Murph and Karen. They're just wonderful people.
Murph's a character, also known as Murphquake, or Chef Kevin Murphy. He and his wife Karen opened this harbor hideaway in 1981 and have been dishing out clams, oysters, and lobsters to locals and tourists ever since.
Folks love it here. That's part of their vacation. Every year they'll stop on the way or on their way back from Martha's Vineyard.
How many of these are you cooking a day?
50 to 100, depends.
And if your main meal isn't a whole lobster, well, it's more than likely there's lobster in there somewhere.
I have a big stuffed Scrod.
It's the best. The fish is flaky yet firm, a very nice sauce.
The dish we're gonna make will be our stuffed cod Scrod. Remember, the word Scrod is really not a species of fish. It's the size of the fish.
So you're saying when it's smaller, it's a Scrod?
It's a Scrod.
So let's take these in and then we'll pick the meat, right?
Sounds good. You got that right. We're gonna just rip off the tail, just crack it with your hand.
A lot of people cut the shell with their...
When you're doing as much lobster as we are, we can't...
We don't have time.
We haven't got time to do that kind of
shenanigans.
stuff. We're gonna chop it up a little bit. Cracker crumbs.
Okay.
Use some pepper, paprika, and melted butter. All right, so we've got that mixed. I'm gonna cut a piece of fish for you.
Okay.
We buy native cod. There is nothing fresher than the fish we buy today because it swam in the bay yesterday.
Don't you say?
What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little bit of the thicker end, and I'm gonna take that nice lobster stuffing we just made and put it on top of the cod.
How long?
Okay, so that's gonna go 12 to 15 minutes.
Now we're
gonna make a beurre blanc sauce here.
Okay.
Put some butter in the pan. We're gonna put the shallots in there, Sauvignon Blanc wine.
And what's this?
That's a little simple syrup.
Ooh.
Adds some sweetness to it. Takes the bite out of the shallots.
Got it.
Then the next thing I have here is a mixture of butter and cream. We're gonna let that reduce down. It's gonna take maybe 15 to 20 minutes at medium heat. We have the garnishes on
Scallop potatoes?
Au gratin, not scallop. Au gratin, buddy. Au gratin. Look at this beauty here, huh? We're gonna take that beurre blanc sauce and we wanna ladle a good bit right over the fish. We're gonna garnish it, a little dillweed, a little lemon. We're ready. This is the real Cape Cod thing.
It tastes bright and fresh and like the sea. Nice and flaky and light. Great seafood flavor. The beurre blanc is dynamite. Nice amount of wine in that. Chef, nice job.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I'm telling you.
I like it.
Murph Quake!
Hello, we have the big stuffed scrod. Delicious. The fish is tender and sweet. I taste a little lemon.
Perfecto. The right amount of lobster, fresh fish, incredible sauce.
Hello, I have your lobster boil for you.
The quality and quantity of the food is first class.
But it's not just the bomb food bringing customers back.
You want the seafood in the right environment.
You're right on the water. Actually, we're floating as we speak.
This is what you look for when you come to a Cape Cod place.
So even though you are right in the heart of the tourist area, you're doing it legit, keep paying respects to how the seafood should be treated. That's the whole deal.
You're exactly right.
The seafood is the star of the show.
You got that straight.
Excellent
Thank
job.
you so much. Appreciate
the man,
it.
the myth, the character. So I'm here in Falmouth, Massachusetts, right between, let me get this right, Plymouth and Hyannis, in a small little town that during the on-season, they've got like 200,000 people here. In the off-season, it's more like 30,000. Now, I'm on the main drag to check out a funky little joint where two couples are kind of in a pickle. Well, not exactly. This is the Pickle Jar Kitchen.
Count all up. Everything that they make here is just original.
There is an energy about it when you walk in.
Maybe because it's run by old friends.
Beet salad.
Thank you.
Kevin and Elizabeth Lay, and Ben and Casey Gowan.
How did the couples meet?
We met in college, Johnson, Wales.
All three of them went to Johnson.
All three of you went to Johnson, Wales.
And a couple of decades later, these culinary school grads ended up opening this joint together in 2013.
Road race rule.
It isn't like going, well, to any other restaurant we've been to.
One more pickle chip.
A place that's called the Pickle Jar ought to have fantastic pickle chips, and they certainly do.
Highly addictive.
Oh my gosh, dude. This right here, you could have dredged in sand. I would eat it. It's thin, balanced flavor, perfectly seasoned. And the crunch. I haven't even done this yet. Oh yeah. That gets ridiculous right there. That's gangster.
Thank you, sir.
Outrageous.
I think they're like potato chips. You do not eat just one.
Absolutely guilty pleasure.
All right, you think it's a firehouse?
Thank you. Once you dine once here, you're really hooked.
I have been here twice a day, I'm proud to say.
Which would mean for breakfast and lunch, because they're not serving dinner or other things you may expect.
We aren't like your typical Cape Cod restaurant. We don't serve fried clams.
Open face up. This is incredible.
It is pulled pork on a chive-flavored scone.
I actually think about it a lot.
Barbecue in Cape Cod.
Just a braised pork butt. We're gonna start with our rub. Got our house smoked kosher salt.
I taste it.
Telesherry peppercorns, summer savory, granulated garlic, smoked paprika, Spanish paprika.
Sounded good to me.
New Mexican chili powder, ground cumin, little cayenne, chipotle powder, celery seed, juniper berry, brown sugar, and some ground coriander seed.
So everything that you own or have ever heard of.
Yeah. Get some fresh garlic, Spanish onion, bottom of this pan here, and I'm gonna rub this pork down.
How long is it gonna go in the oven?
First we let it sit overnight. Then we go to the oven, 350 degrees, 7 hours or so.
Next up?
We're making our cheddar scallion scones. So we're gonna take heavy cream, lightly mix in some whole eggs.
Okay.
Put that on the side. We're gonna take our all-purpose flour, baking powder, kosher salt, shortening, and butter.
Okay.
We'll let this go for a little bit here. Throw in our cheddar cheese and scallion.
Okay.
And then stir it around just a little bit. Once it's incorporated, drizzle in our whips.
So you got yourself a tacky little batter?
Yep. Start working that dough a little bit. Not too much, just patting it down into shape. Now we're gonna brush it with a little egg wash.
And what temperature are these gonna bake off at?
350 for about 25, 30 minutes.
Look at that. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, we go with the braised liquid in the pan, and a little Spanish onion, jalapeno peppers, green peppers, and poblano peppers. So we have some of this pork here.
There you go, pile it right on.
Little drizzle of the barbecue sauce. Gloss it up. Throw our scone on the plate here. Drop our 5 chili barbecue pork. Top it with our smoky cheddar sauce. Drizzle of barbecue. And some house pickled red onion. And there you have it.
It's not just a pulled pork sandwich. It's got a lot going on. With the fresh baked scone, you make the sauce, a little bit of the pickled onion, the combo of the sofrito and the cheese sauce that put this over the top. That's sophisticated right there, man.
Open face all set.
The scone and pulled pork together, incredible.
It's just perfect.
If people are coming downtown, the pickle jar is the place to come.
It's different, it's refreshing, it's creative, and you guys treat it with a lot of respect. Well done, my brother. I'm here in downtown Boston to visit a joint that's been owned by the same family since '68. Now, they've always been serving sandwiches in one form or another, and they continue to reinvent themselves. You know, as sandwich trends change, so does their name. Let's see, they started as Providence Cafeteria, then they were Hungry Horrors, then they were Downtown Deli, then Providence Place. Now, since '96, it's been called Sam LaGrazia's, where they say they're serving the world's #1 sandwiches.
They got another roast beef going over there.
You got the corned beef, you've got the pastrami.
This is another thing we have on New York. First in sandwiches, first in baseball.
Give a chicken parm, please.
Any sandwich you order here is great. Did you want a platter or the sandwich, sir?
I actually asked Sam if he was married. I said, I'd have married you for your pastrami.
He's the Michelangelo of sandwiches.
Let's go.
And Sam LaGrazia's been making masterpieces for more than 40 years.
Did I set up Portobello?
Now with the help of his 3 sons.
Thank you, Donna.
Bye.
Rob, Ronnie, Rich.
From when they were able to walk, this became this a way of life.
There you go.
Rob goes off to culinary school.
Pick up for Rockies here?
You two take off and go where?
Business school.
You ready to go, sir?
But they all came back to Dad's place.
Every day is a new opportunity for a new sandwich. We're constantly building, constantly playing with new stuff.
Like this fan favorite.
Chipotle pastrami.
I love chipotle and coleslaw, and it has both.
It is truly just the best.
Starting with smoked pastrami done their way.
We take the stock from the pastramis from the day before, add water to it.
Well, you have
because
to.
Eventually,
Otherwise
it would
it'd be
just
syrup.
Before we put them in the water, we make sure we score them. The stock is basically 40 years old.
So you just keep rotating the stock.
And then we add brown sugar.
So that's all that is?
Yep.
So how many hours?
2.5 to 3 hours.
Ready?
Let's go.
You gotta let it cool a little bit before we slice it?
No, next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna add a little brown sugar to the top.
Oh, that's just gonna melt right in there.
Exactly. It really gives it a nice little sweet taste
That's
to it.
psycho.
Good to go. Start slicing it up.
That guy wants you over there. Look at that right there. The bark, smoke, pepper, the sugar in my mouth.
Next, we're gonna do the chipotle honey mustard. Start off with mustard.
A lot of it.
Oh yeah. Add the honey. So we're gonna add the brown sugar, brown chipotle pepper, and we're gonna mix it all together.
That smells like a spicy honey Dijon right now.
Exactly.
So this you're gonna let set up. What else goes on the sandwich?
Coleslaw. We're gonna start with fresh cabbage, shredded carrots, granulated sugar, white vinegar.
Not apple cider vinegar, huh?
Nope, that's the way Dad always made it. We don't mess with that. Kosher salt, freshly ground black pepper, whole celery seed, parsley, and mayonnaise, and then we mix it up.
This sets up, and then you finally we're gonna have pastrami?
And then we'll build it.
Good.
We're gonna grab an Italian roll, start with the chipotle honey mustard, Swiss cheese, and the coleslaw will go on the top part.
Oh, you think it's big enough? Now where are you going?
Now we're bringing it onto the grill.
Okay, so how long is this on the press?
A couple of minutes.
Look at that. So is this one of your favorites?
Oh, without a doubt.
Delicious sandwich. Take a look at how nice and crispy and crunchy that bread's become. Look at that pastrami. The sugar rub down you gave it, good. Slaw's got good tang, but the kicker got chipotle mustard, really nice heat, not overdone. I was worried it was gonna be too much of the flavor. That's a killer.
It's a lot of meat in one shot.
It's a perfect type of coleslaw. The chipotle really just sets it off.
This is your go-to for pastrami.
Pastrami, only place for me for pastrami.
Yes, sir. Corned beef.
Everything here is first class.
Here to go, sir.
They got a huge takeout operation.
It's crazy. 40 people downstairs making sandwiches. So you're doing 1,300 sandwiches a day?
That's just in catering.
It's easily the best sandwich shop in Boston.
We're gonna check out a funky joint that is using beer to make their pizza dough, and I hear it's the real deal. This is Dirty Water Dough Company.
Large Fenway Frank, order up. The best pizza is definitely at Dirty Water Dough. Boom.
Yeah, Boston strong, dirty water.
Dirty water, like that sounds really weird.
Unless you know Boston's dirty little secret.
Order up.
Going into Sam Sokol's brand. Let's see how it works.
This is special flour. The wheat is actually milled from the middle, so it gives you a real nice high protein and low ash. Salt, olive oil, little yeast, water, dirty water IPA. We're gonna mix this up for 2 to 4 minutes on low and then another 6 to 8 on high. Then we let it rest, portion it out.
12 ounce?
I usually do 20s. You wanna do the big boys or you wanna do the little guys?
Whatever you wanna do,
the babies
baller.
or the big boys?
Let's see how good he is on his 20.
Oh.
17.15.
Oh. 20.25, not bad.
Let him proof overnight. What are we gonna make?
Steak and cola ready to finish, gents.
The steak is really good. It's marinated with cola, which sounds weird at first, but once you try it, it's delicious.
Steak and cola pizza?
I was looking at unique, creative ways to marinate steak.
This is shredded, not ground beef.
Correct. Italian dressing.
And now we put the cola. And I'm just as freaked out as you are right now.
Little soy sauce.
Granulated garlic.
Pepper.
And some salt.
You want to mix it up, marinate it good.
So just a little bit of provolone.
Got your mozz.
Why is it always my mozz? I don't have any mozz here. I can't check that with my baggage.
And then you got your marinated steak.
It's my marinated.
Put it on raw.
Cola, the soy sauce, and the Italian dressing. My new favorite combo.
All mixed up.
You might be the one that's mixed up. We'll see about this.
Gorgonzola.
Funk right there, huh?
Your caramelized onions.
Caramelized?
So the nice sweet onion. Put it in the oven for 8 minutes at 550.
All right. Right balance of cheese and meat and sauce. Not soggy. Bro, you got a pizza here. It's meaty, it's rich, and delivered on a crust that is up there with some of the best I've had. Chewy, yet tender. It's not overdone with the ingredients. The attention to detail is really paying off because I thought it's either gonna be a hero or a zero. That's a hero, that's a dynamite pie.
Here's a large steak and cola.
It's just wonderful. You want your pizza to have some oomph to it.
The bold gorgonzola, the strong provolone, it actually complemented the sweet cola of the steak really well.
Hanging out in Burlington, Vermont, we're at the Bluebird barbecue joint, and they're taking their classic Q and running with it.
Got a Pitmaster ramen, add burn ends.
Barbecue inside of ramen, normal?
No, however, the flavors really do pair well together.
It has that smoky flavor that's delicious.
We're gonna show you how we make our burn ends, which is the topping for our Pitmaster ramen. Season this brisket up with a salt pepper blend.
This is gonna go on the smoker how long?
15 hours. We started at 220 and then we'll bump it up to 250 for the final 2 hours of the smoking process.
Got it. Let's talk about the beef broth.
So this is actually gonna be a chicken broth. Yes.
Really?
A little different.
All chicken bone.
Just backs and necks. They
Got
have
it.
really great collagen in there.
The collagen is what creates that creaminess.
Then we have onions, carrots, celery, fresh thyme, bay leaves, black peppercorns,
Excellent.
and submerged with water.
How long is this gonna run?
12 hours.
And that's the stock that we're holding for the dashi.
Absolutely. Put in some ginger, a little garlic,
lemongrass,
soy sauce, bonito flakes, kombu,
cilantro, green onions. All right, how long is this gonna go?
For an hour on high heat, and then we're just gonna drop it for 30 minutes on a simmer and then strain it. We also add lime juice in ours for a little bit of brightness. So here's our brisket.
Gorgeous.
We are going to take the point of it off and chop this up into cubes.
Super tender, not dry.
We cook till an internal temperature of 203.
I can't have this. I only cooked at 202. I can't have it.
Our Pitmaster rub, Texas-style barbecue sauce right
That you make
there.
in-house also?
Yes.
Back to the smoker.
For 1 hour at 250. So, we're assembling our Pitmaster ramen right now.
Okay.
Drop our pre-blanched ramen noodles in our dashi broth.
Where are the noodles from?
Sun Ramen Company out of Hawaii.
Those
They're
are the
best.
ones.
Our 6-minute egg,
I can only have a 4.3276519 egg.
On high heat or low heat?
That's on medium.
Noodles and broth right into our bowl. Pickled carrot that we do in-house. Pickled jalapeno, also done in-house. Shaved radishes.
Which we did at the barber shop.
Some chopped scallions. And then comes our burnt ends. Fresh cilantro, toasted sesame oil. That is how we do ramen.
Yeah, just what I expected to see when I walked into the old Bluebird. Oh, you guys are still here? I was having a shovel fest. The dashi broth is spot on, and it's actually a little more aggressive than maybe a typical dashi because you're gonna drop in these big pieces of burnt end, which I was so worried was just gonna turn into a smoke pit. It doesn't.
Absolutely not.
Love the acid of the pickling and a really good noodle.
Yeah.
Legit, bro.
Noodles going in.
The meat is so tender and juicy. It's got that umami, the whole sweet and the sour and deliciousness.
My brother, the Red Rocker, and my business partner in Santo Tequila, typically we're like ships in the night. We both end up in a city and we didn't even know we were there. But this time it works out. We're here, Boston. And I said, Sammy, you want to go to lunch? I know you got a couple shows you're doing, and I'm shooting Triple D. What do you say?
I say, it better be good, Guy.
I know,
Where
I know.
we going?
It's in a pickle.
Wait a minute, we've been in a pickle half our lives.
I know, but that's the name of the joint. Breakfast and lunch in a pickle.
I'm hungry.
Plating cookies and cream extreme.
These guys are known for having innovative dishes. They're constantly changing the game.
S'mores, French toast tower.
Like your local best of the best.
But it took a winding road to get to this point for chef and owner Tim Burke.
Always wanted to have a really high energy spring break kind of bar. I left my job and I had 8 months to still have enough money for this bar. And month 9, I said, I'm really in a pickle.
But not for long. He took the name, set up Plan B in the city of Waltham, just outside of Boston, and put the craziness into his breakfast and lunch menu.
Toro Loco Burger. Toro Loco Burger is amazing. Fried cheese and onion rings on top is out of this world.
So what are we gonna make?
The Toro Loco burger. So we're gonna slice down this pepper jack cheese. I'd do about a 1/4-inch slice.
It's about a half, but
I
okay,
was just
sure.
gonna say. So we're going seasoned flour, egg wash.
Seasoned breadcrumbs into the fryer.
So next up, we're gonna do onions, and they're coated in
fiery hot cheese snacks. Blend these down.
Bam. No.
That's emerald. I'm calling
Watch
emerald.
this. Boom.
There you go.
So we're gonna add it to the AP flour. Put these in here now, the egg wash, and then we're gonna put it back into the flour.
Doubling down.
And then we're gonna fry them.
Come on.
We're gonna make a roasted jalapeno aioli. It's not really an aioli, but it sounds fancier.
Yeah.
Sour cream, roasted jalapeno, buttermilk, mayonnaise.
There's your aioli factor.
Garlic powder, little onion powder, dill weed, salt, chives, black pepper.
Hot sauce. Are we finally ready to build the burger? He's got sound check coming up.
We are ready to go. Pepper arugula down, sriracha aioli. First burger.
The jalapeno sour cream aioli.
That's it.
2 patties. My goodness
Fried
gracious.
cheese on there.
More sauce. That's great. Crispy onion straws.
Yep.
Here we go.
Oh, you're getting the hunch, Sammy. You got this.
Oh, yeah.
You're getting ready.
You got back, Hal. I'm down with the crunchy onion rings.
Sammy's got it. The onion rings are fantastic. The burgers cook perfectly. The arugula works as a nice little barrier.
The burger's good, man. I'm with you, but there's a lot going on.
My favorite of it really is that jalapeno sour cream mock aioli. The cheese is great. Well done. I hear this dude's rocking it. This is Taco Gordo.
Got 2 brisket here.
Taco Gordo is the best Mexican food this close to the Canadian border.
Tinga, brisket, beans and rice.
I'm from California, and this is the first place in Vermont that I felt encapsulated what a true taco is.
Real deal, Southwestern, Mexican.
I didn't know how much I needed Charlie's tacos.
That craving took hold when Charlie Sizemore first rolled out his taco cart in 2014, then blew it up to a brick and mortar, bringing West Coast flavor all the way to New England.
I love the El Pastor, the way they roast it on the spit, the pineapple. You can't get a better taco.
It's just like a religious experience.
Today we're gonna do the Al Pastor. We're making our house adobo.
We start with our dried spices and chilies. We toast these off.
The guajillos, the pasillas, and the chipotles.
Yes.
I like it. What else are we doing?
Peppercorns, cloves, cumin.
Got it. Some cinnamon. This I'm impressed with. The annatto seed.
Yes.
Dude, where'd you learn to cook?
A misspent youth.
He was in a band called Misspent Youth. The beautiful thing about that annatto seed really gives that beautiful red hue in Latin food.
These go on to soak.
Let me set some background steeping music.
You're good at that.
Well, it's misspent youth.
We're playing a show later on.
Yes, I have the album. Do you sign my shirt?
Chilies into the blender here. Apple cider vinegar, raw blackened garlic, our spice mix, oregano, sugar, salt.
A little more liquid. We're gonna use boneless pork butt?
Yes. We get it cold, slice it thin.
How long are we gonna let this pork marinate?
At least a day.
Got it?
Start stacking.
The al pastor looks fantastic. Pineapple on top?
Pineapple on top.
Super important. Next up.
This is our salsa roja.
Okay.
Guajillos, a couple of chipotles,
okay.
Roasted tomatoes, toasted garlic, ground cumin, oregano, sugar, salt, apple cider vinegar.
Great.
A little bit of steeping liquid.
Delicious. Love the toasting of the garlic. A little kiss of the sugar. Well done.
A little bit of lard, tortillas. While these are cooking, I'm gonna slice you a little bit of this al pastor.
Love the pineapple on top.
A little onion cilantro. This is our salsa roja here.
This is outstanding. This is also probably one of the closest I've been to having authentic al pastor outside of Mexico. The tortilla is great. The al pastor is tender. It's got a ton of flavor. There's a good amount of char on this. The marinade comes through. The little piece of pineapple on top is key.
Are we in Flavor Town right now?
I am at Customs. I am crossing the border. That is a dynamite taco. Welcome to Flavor Town.
2 al pastor going to the bar.
It's fantastic. Smoky, rich, a lot of sweetness.
Every time I look at it, my mouth waters.
Now, I've been hearing a lot about a place called Super Duper Weenie in Connecticut. I have friends that live in Connecticut, Alex and Steve, and they invite me over to their house one night for dinner. Now, what comes rolling down the driveway for dinner but this, the Super Duper Weenie wagon? I'm telling you, I did some great field testing, and that's what brings us here to Fairfield, Connecticut, to the Super Duper Weenie World Headquarters.
One with mustard, one with chili.
Hot dogs are the best.
If you want a real serious, authentic, old-fashioned hot dog,
Super Duper's the place to come.
Because Gary Zamola
Chicago
is serious about his dogs. So you're the big weenie here. A culinary school grad who fell in love with an old hot dog truck.
When I found the truck, it was back in 1991. I took it and gutted it, redid it. Got a California.
And started doing hot dogs his way.
One New York.
It's just a special hot dog. They slice and cook it on the grill.
I like to get a nice browning on them, get them a little crispy.
That's the difference between here and any other hot dog stand.
That and the scratch-made toppings. I mean, start opening packages, you make all this.
Yes.
From sweet relish to hot relish to chili.
The fixings make all the difference.
On all kinds of combos.
The New Yorker has the sauerkraut and the spicy relish.
And it's really good.
The Dixie Dog, chili and coleslaw. What a combination. The Chicago, dill pickle with the hot relish.
The pickle makes it mwah.
You ready for them?
And folks just couldn't get enough of them.
Thank you.
The truck just got to be overwhelming. I could not keep up.
So Gary opened this joint.
World headquarters of Super Duper Weenie.
Where they're turning out 2,000 dogs a week.
Got a New Englander. Top selling dog is a New Englander.
The bacon, the sauerkraut, and I like the sweet relish a lot.
Like a typical pickled relish, but fresh.
Cucumber takes a big role in this.
Yes, the sweet cucumber relish. Chop, toss with some kosher salt. Let them sit overnight, get all the water out. Red and green bell peppers. Cucumbers, onions.
Mom knows you stole her bowl.
This had ambrosia salad in it last week. Mustard seed, celery seed, sugar. This is cider vinegar, water. We're gonna bring this up to a simmer, shut it off. I still want it a little crispy.
That's bananas.
That's relish. I'm gonna give it a blend.
So you're gonna leave a little texture to it.
Oh yeah.
Now, do we taste it? I know why they call it relish. You relish that. And this is gonna go on what again?
The New Englander. When building this hot dog,
The quintessential.
the quintessential
That's
dog.
what I like to call it.
You're starting off with a nice big slice of bacon. Kraut.
People are gonna come in and ask for the quintessential.
Just a real good spicy brown mustard. Sweet relish. Chopped onions. There you go. It just doesn't get any better than that.
I hope you know at home that I eat this for you. So get ready for this. Wow, that's good. The hidden surprise in all of that is the bacon. Just a little bit of crunch. You just get it, it just fortifies it. And the sweetness of the relish just takes it all, it's the amalgamator. Where's that been all my life?
Never tasted anything like the relish. Best hot dog ever.
So I'm here in the Cambridge, Somerville area, right outside of Boston. to check out a joint where this chef was gonna be a school teacher. Once you kind of changed gears and decided to open a restaurant offering up one of my favorite things. It's something that takes so much time, so much energy, and it's really a labor of love. It's bagels. This is Bagelsaurus.
Bagelsaurus is by far the best bagel place in Boston.
And Mary Ting Hyatt is the one ruling over this bagel-making kingdom. How did you become the bagel queen?
People weren't really making great bagels in this area.
And you come from the lineage of great bagels?
I've always loved bagels.
How many bagels do you make in a week?
6,000 in a week.
There's got to be little elves here if you're making 6,000 bagels out of this tiny little joint.
We need 3 jumbos.
Mary came up with these bagels. She really puts her heart and soul into every single sandwich.
She's ruined BLTs for me. I can no longer have them on toast. I have to have them on a Bagelsaurus bagel.
There's a whole slew of bacon. There's oven roasted tomatoes, which are sweet, and there's a spicy pepper cream cheese that is delicious.
What's the deal?
We're going to make a BLT with this onion bagel.
Let's see it.
Water, our sourdough starter.
That's a day ago that you built that.
Yep.
It's proofed.
Malt syrup, flour, table salt. Gonna let this go for a little bit. Instant yeast. Roasted onions.
The onions by themselves are awesome.
Poppy seeds. This will mix for about 9 minutes.
Proof the dough.
Yes. During those couple of hours, we're going to do a series of folds that simulates hand mixing.
Then how does it go from that stage into being made into a bagel?
Then we like to cool it for a little bit in the fridge. And then...
Are you sticking with me on this? I mean, we've only been here for an hour and we're only in the mixing part.
Bagel dough's coming out.
That's one huge bagel. That's too big.
We're gonna let them rest.
This is like 6 days in making one bagel.
There are different ways you can shape a bagel. You can do like a snake.
How was,
wrap it
hang on,
around
what was that part again?
like a snake.
Oh, that looked like a
Yeah.
dance move to me.
Or you can do the hula
So through there.
with a little flare.
Yes.
Yeah.
See that with a little knee bend I threw in
Oh,
there?
yes. They're going to proof for a while and then rest overnight in the fridge.
These are gonna go for one more day.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
We do a quick boil, 30 to 40 seconds.
Next up.
This is the final step, so we're just gonna put them in the oven, believe it or not.
No, that's
Yes.
impossible. We have to do something to them. How long is this gonna bake?
About 20 minutes, or 50.
So bagels are out of the oven, and what are you gonna make me?
Spicy pepper cream cheese. We
Okay.
have pickled jalapenos that we
So
made.
house pickled jalapenos,
We have roasted poblanos, and then blaz those up.
red chili flake, salt.
Blend that together with our cream cheese. So we also make our oven roasted tomatoes in-house. We have plum tomatoes tossed with chopped garlic, salt, sugar, pepper, thyme, extra virgin olive oil, and they go in 250-degree oven for 4 hours.
Okay, chef.
Our onion bagel, toasted up. Spicy pepper cream cheese. Our oven roasted tomatoes, red leaf lettuce, bacon on top.
Love it. The only thing that I don't like about this bagel is that 1/4 of it's already gone. As a bagel, it's of the best we've ever had on the show. Light, tender, great chew, bacon's great, but these oven roasted plum tomatoes, the acid of that cut with the fat and the spiciness of the jalapenos and poblanos in the cream cheese, you're a dangerous woman. I'm not kidding you.
Appreciate that, guy.
Now, you watch Triple D. You know I love Italian food. It's got to be handmade. It's got to be homemade. It's got to be the real deal. And from what the locals tell me, Reno's place is all that.
Lobster Ravioli over pappardelle.
Best food in Boston.
Tenderloin.
So is second-generation owner, Tony DeCenzo.
Jim Scampi up. Were you born in Italy?
Born in Italy. Migrated here with my family in '85. My parents bought the business. We're ready to retire in like '94, and I've had it ever since.
I have a lobster ravioli.
The ravioli is made fresh, just very delicious.
All right, what are we making first, boss?
Okay, we're gonna boil some lobsters.
Okay.
For our lobster raviolis, we have 2 lobsters, about 1.5 pounds each.
Is it water seasoned?
Yeah, a little salt. Drop them in there.
For about
15
minutes?
10-15 minutes.
Okay, when these get done, we'll get started.
Yeah, we're gonna shock them in an ice bath.
So we stop the cooking process.
Okay, now we're gonna take all the meat out, the tail, the claw.
This is for the filling?
Yes.
All right, so we get all the lobster meat out?
And the legs also.
We're gonna roll out the legs.
Yes.
This is actually going to be quite comical. His big hands and this. Get after it, boss. Squeezing all the meat right out of it. Look at that, like lobster sausage. That meat is super sweet and super tasty. A lot of work for a little lobster. So this gets us the bowl of lobster. Now we chop it up, do a little saute on it.
Some extra virgin olive oil, some shallots.
Where do you get your olive oil from?
Italy.
Of course. We got the chopped up lobster meat.
There we go. Okay, a little fresh parsley.
Italian parsley?
Yes, salt, pepper.
And that's all she wrote.
Yeah, pull it off the heat.
Let it cool down.
About a half an hour.
Somebody's got to try it. Can't we just eat it like that?
I know, it's delicious. Okay, you ready?
Go.
We're gonna make our filling. Fresh ricotta.
Where are you getting the ricotta from?
From Italy also.
What, do you have like a tram that goes back and forth?
Nothing but the best.
A Parmigiano Reggiano?
Parmigiano Reggiano. Some parsley, salt, pepper, a chilled lobster meat.
All right, brother.
Just fold it. I like to leave it chunky. Some
Yes.
plain
No, I
lobster
want
meat,
some
chunky.
texture.
None of this pureed stuff.
No, I want chunk of lobster.
There you go, that's right.
So we got this ready. Next thing is making the pasta.
Exactly, yes.
Please, will we eat soon?
Yes, we will, yes.
Killing.
The flour, make the well, where we're gonna add our eggs.
We make pasta at home quite a bit, my boys and I.
This is how my grandmother taught me, my
This
mother.
is how we do it.
Add the eggs. Then, a little salt, a little extra virgin olive oil.
Because our pitchfork is in the shop, we're gonna whip the eggs with this. Each time he mixes it around, a little bit more flour catches in, incorporating into the eggs.
Now it's kind of like pasty. We can start folding in the flour.
And now just as much flour will stick to it as it can. And do you do all the prep and everything in this little kitchen?
Yes.
We're making a sheeted pasta. We want to gently do this. So you start this on the largest number.
Exactly. And we're gonna work our way down to like 2.5.
Wow, look at this. There should be music to this right now. This should be a video.
When I get towards the end, we're gonna fold it, make it a little bit more wider, better consistency.
So it really fits inside of the ravioli mold.
Exactly. There you go. A little flour right on top of the mold. Just press it in a little bit because that's where the filling's gonna go in.
Wow. You don't skimp on the filling.
Nope.
I just want you to see this. That right there is plenty. But that is how much you put in a ravioli here. Crazy. Now we do another sheet.
Yep, right on top. Press down, and the two pastas sealed together. Flip it over.
1, 2.
Take the mold off, and then cut it with the dough cutter. See where the ridges are? Then what we do is press them on all sides.
Make sure that they seal. There's no air in these. Now you hit a little flour, put them on a sheet tray.
What we'll do is we'll freeze them.
They'll seal even better, and then you're off to go.
We're gonna make the lobster ravioli sauce now.
Fantastic.
Some extra virgin olive oil, shallots, lobster meat.
Seriously?
Yep, salt, pepper, let that sweat a little bit. Next, we'll add our brandy.
Oh, that what happened?
Yeah, that's what I have. Yes, that's what it is. Once it's done flaming, one tomato sauce, heavy cream, butter, take some fresh basil. Now we're gonna let it reduce.
We're gonna put this onto the 15-step ravioli.
Put in 8 raviolis to an order for about 2.5 minutes.
We want to have this on a simmer boil, not a rapid boil, so you don't beat these things up.
Exactly.
Ravi's your float?
Yes, let them drain, add in their sauce. Now a little grated cheese, Parmigiano Reggiano.
Here comes the monster meal.
Just drop them right in there. Lobster ravioli.
I can feel the firmness of the pasta. Oh, that's ridiculous. I don't know if I should hug you or kidnap you to California.